Welcome to Summoner's Rift. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Ally has been slain. Enemy killing spree. You have been slain. A summoner has disconnected. An enemy is legendary. Defeat.
Attention gamers. A few weeks ago I issued a poll making the bold statement that I think League of Legends content is dying with absolutely no data to back this up whatsoever, and I asked if my commentary over variety gameplay would be something that would interest you, and if my math is correct, over 2 million of you were in favor of such a quest. So a week later I introduced to you the backstory behind Zoppity Bop Bop and his jizzy stained facial features, only to be reminded that I said no to doing butt stuff with the YouTube algorithm in Cabo a few years back, and grudges were held. So I just wanted to announce that if you were one of the 2 million that said yay to variety, my Rav Rambles channel features IRL vlog style life hacks, games that fit my commentary well, and reactions to weird stuff / ratchet rants while I power wash creeper vans. That's Rav RAV Rambles if you ever need a little break from League. Like on those days where you are playing Tiny Dumbledore because the champ you were hovering got banned by your own teammate who said he didn't notice you were hovering despite the 675 warnings you'd have to not notice for this to happen.
Bruh.
Only for it to later make more sense that he didn't see because he was a Draven player and his head was too far up his own ass collecting the shit for him to spew out of his mouth all game while he himself performed flawlessly. Our jungle was being represented by a syndrome-ridden Rolling Rock who decided that going 1-12 in a game would make for a good opportunity to advertise his stream in the post-game lobby, as if that isn't the fattest meme you've heard all day. This left my only hope being to rely on licking Larry Gromp's cousin up top to 200 years carry this piss fest, which was looking promising until the Wi-Fi at McDonald's went out 2 minutes into the game, just long enough in to make sure remakes were off the table, and voila. We have the perfect storm for a Rav video, with absolutely no shortage of clips for Ramus Syndrome. So if you are pumped to backseat a Rift experience similar to those you personally deal with every day, please hold my hand and give encouragement that it'll get better while simultaneously subbing to my Rav Rambles channel for a much needed break from League when you need it, and let's get into the game. Alright chads, as I mentioned I was on Little Dumble Dwarf because bitch tits the axe juggling ass clown who's already announcing why his own dick will live a sad life of celibacy, excluding the all too familiar feel of his own greasy fingers. More about him later. Banned my pick. I was up against the baggy pants cotton-mouthed Mohawk man having no trust in myself without Trist, and as I said the Kench was unbenched early, but then his ISP had that fat salmonella-ridden ass straight back on said bench as I'm over here getting my notebook out so I can tally up how many times this medieval flagpole enthusiast visits me uninvited, and despite the first douche Trujan leaving me with less ability to flash than a flat chick with insecurities, it was still not in Marty McFly's best interest to baseball bat my ass like some cute stuffed mini wizard pinata, so unfortunately for him, fleeing a failed homicide attempt was no substitute for stop, drop and roll. Anyways, since our slimy team captain was on the phone with Comcast, I guess the walking middle schooler's bicycle helmet rose to the occasion by taking up the responsibility of manning the top lane post while seemingly having a narcolepsy episode at the keyboard, sleeping through his own fight to the death. But no, that was just this moldy cat turd's fight strategy. So despite the toad getting back from his long load, a 2-year-old catfish versus a 200 years of game design bitch from Blades Tucky wasn't going to clean up the dead dumbass crumbs. Then, since his highly strategic fight mechanics were oh so unsurprisingly unsuccessful up top, he heads south to hopefully not contaminate the river water supply with his dumbfounding dumb shit syndrome-ridden infection, as somehow, by some unexplainable logic, being a level 4 and having less vision than Helen Keller herself was the green light for this battle-painted stain of shit to gas pedal straight into what in the cringe fuck are you doingsville. Off to a great start bucko, but hey, he damn near smurfs on this red buff right after, and just because he's already inting doesn't mean intruders can just slap his chickens around for free. But pause you dumb editor. Okay, at this point I would like to address the few backseaters in my comments that are currently brushing the Lay's potato chip grease off their fingers on their jizz-stained Superman shorts so that they can type some sentence about how what is about to happen here is my fault for not rotating. But as a quick update, I was Dumbledore dead as fuck because while our jungler was spending his time doing this a few minutes ago, I was learning that J4 has an odd fetish for watching Little People Big World reruns on TLC, and the sight of my 1'6" ass had him practically gorilla glued to my lane. Not to mention some underpaid dev decided that giving Marty McFly the ability to phase through my bursty boys was something that would impress his boss or some shit. So yeah, my response to why it didn't rotate is because look at the dead flaccid cap and gown corpse right here, you blind moron. But apparently Rammus didn't realize that either, as his approach was just to bask in the glory of getting glory hold to another dumb death. I'm not mad. Do I sound extra mad today? That's funny, I'm not mad. I literally love this jungler. After all he did almost immediately after decide to pick another fight in the river when you know where I was. Still a 12-minute fucking drive away, all while you see our connection issue. Catfish is having comparable complaints with the rolling cat turd. So yeah, bend me over, spank me hard, stuck, and call me the mid that didn't rotate once again, I guess. Just a friendly reminder, this was the game. My juggling Jagoff, the one being a quit shitting scribe in chat, banned my pick as well. So yeah, I'm a bit angrily uncoordinated on the itsy bitsy wizard, but I must have had a big ass heart because I still went down to gank for their muggle asses, waiting a short eternity for them to get in place, hoping my support would do something that would have the enemy muttering karma's a bitch. But nah, we all kind of just looked at each other awkwardly like this gank was a middle school dance and the first slow song came on. Well actually JK, I always had like 6 chicks all over my gelled hair and the polo shirt my mom ironed for me when my Katy Perry jams came on. Like sometimes you can't help being a stud that people will literally travel back in time just to get a chance to be closer to you so they can dodge all your abilities and then get outplayed by you pressing one button. #kisses for that abomination of an ability. Riot better nerf Aurelion Sol. Anywho, it looks like the bruised hobbling lymph node wanted some closure on how things were left up top, because apparently the stout salmon chef with ISP otitis was struggling a bit against. I really hate people who play that champ, and I guess when lazy people come across issues they just throw money at them. No Rammus, I didn't mean literally throw. Meanwhile Snake Jazz and Sad Panda Shiba are having a 3rd grade lunch table level of maturity debate about which one can fit their entire dick inside of a ballpoint pen cap better, as if dying to minions is somehow a more honorable death than getting killed by another player in a PvP game. But while he was so elegantly manning the keyboard station for our team, roly-poly rotten clump of guacamole was going to be an opportunist in the absence of our bot lane. And no, I'm not talking about the 21, 42, 102, 116, 130, 144, 158, 172, 196 free as piss golden experience on the table. No, the guys on my team walk right past the cheap bets to the high roller rooms to earn a whopping, drum roll please, abso-fucking-lutely nothing instead. That said, I'm mid with my flaccid scrotum totem tucked in between my legs, because admittedly I also suck more than a Riley Reid compilation at this godforsaken addiction disguised as a video game that I have played enough to think that a one-man mid-lane ambush deeper than the Mariana Trench would have the Planet Fitness gank alarms going off. But I guess tier 2 turret diving is trivial, as the only one who showed up for me was my handy dandy bitch Itcher 9000. You're welcome, baby. Now my remarks toward Rolling Randy here up until this point may have you thinking I was behind the podium at Comedy Central's roast of Rammus, but what I respect about him is that he shows up for work to do his job, no excuses, and his job was to kill this blue buff, so a 3-level advantage fed Irelia was just going to have to respect that, and so I rush up to support this wank stain of the working class, do my part, look at my cooldowns, and then make like a fruit hater and disappear. As Echo came in representing corporate greed, because Rammus put his ass on the line for that blue buff just for the boss to come in and steal it. But there's a reason why greed is one of the 7 deadly sins, because it makes you do things like stare an obese ISB issue catfish in the eyes right around dinner time, so a little shit or slurp ensues and then he gets spit out right onto the gates of Area 51. So yeah, blue buff transfer complete, and oh by the way, Draven is still typing in case you were wondering. Anyways, Tyler 1 doing his mid lane to challenger series by playing top laner champs is now fin to get some of this wizard dick, as he douchely emotes me while getting carp clapped. Karma's a bitch, while ours was a dead one. But long story short, she gives Kenny an upset tummy, so he pukes her ass out, and after zero deliberation with my brain cells I opt to stop watch that shit. Call me extra conservative, but it wasn't like I was going to need it for anything else. Like 10 seconds later, when Commander Cucksuck IV came into Valdivia the Vagar, which is an earthquake reference for you uneducated shitters. Now you know the joke, how many idiots does it take to change a light bulb that seemingly has no actual answer? Well, I can confirm one correct answer is less than the number of idiots it takes to kill an Irelia in Season 11. Omega lol, better nerf Aurelion Sol again. Back to the Ratchet Rammus cam, who I can only imagine was about to pull off a Smurf-tastic 1v5 Dragonsteel into insane mechanical montage, but the check engine light must have come on or some shit, because the plans turned into a smoldering shit show coming back my way as I reacted by fulfilling Donnie J. Trump's vision of building a wall on the border. One digestive cycle later and I'm spit out covered in straight shit, but hey, still alive to tell the epic story one day to my height stunted little wizard sperm spawns, as the remainder of the story will not include how my accuracy was still at astonishingly low levels or how the whole battle at Red Buff's Bushberg felt like an uncoordinated game of rundown. No. I will just say that my efforts were golden and that we came out on top. Well, we won the battle, but were determined to lose the war, as the next battle all our troops were dead in seconds and Marty McFly glitched through my queue for a second time like Jesus. Riot, how haven't you nerfed Aurelion Sol again with this shit in the game? Now, as I mentioned, I sunk a shit ton of my life into the once popular game World of Warcraft, and a common leveling strategy in that game was called AoE grinding, where you would run around an area gathering a bunch of enemies to attack you all at once so that you could use your AoE abilities to kill them all at once, and I believe this is what Rammus was doing, but this isn't WoW. This is a Satan simulation that we all are shamefully self-volunteered for, and there was no killing of the enemies he pulled in this situation, just a stunning amount of stupidity. And I know our top was the boy who cried router problems wolf all game, but I assure you this one was just a reportable rage quit. So yeah, he was lickety splits for good, leaving our team's fate in the hands of he who trolls he who rolls, as he continues his strategy of entering fights and then mannequin challenging the rest till the day he dies, which is every day, multiple times a day. Meanwhile, I'm trying so damn hard you can see a tiny sausage-shaped sweat stain on my trousers from my try-hard wet dick doing everything in my phenomenal evil power to keep it closed until Kench connects again, despite knowing deep down he gone and we doomed. But I was still getting glimmers of hope considering their bot was capital B baddies, but it didn't matter. Baby Bowser was the boss, and on his orders we were going to show up at parties unannounced with no invitations and no hors d'oeuvres or housewarming gifts or anything that would keep the hosts from just systematically murdering us. So yay for nabbing a few more kills on the overextended asshats late, but at the end of the day, this one was just another game doomed to the dogshit dumbassery that is taking over seemingly every ranked game this season, leaving me in a situation where I was the recipient of a group golden shower. So with that, say it with me. There's no I in team. But there are 4 eyes in inting idiots, and if you would like some more of that ground-shattering Rammus jungle gameplay, you can go visit He Who deemed plugging his stream after a performance like that necessary. Just don't be a toxic douchebag to him. That's my job, and he's probably a nice dude after all. It was Draven who was the dickhead. Sub to my Rav Rambles channel or meet a similar fate as me in this game. Rav out.
I'm on and I'm popping, I'm not gonna stop when the haters come knocking, so tell them kick rocks, shoot off like a rocket and fill up my pockets, make way for the boy cause I got this shit locked.